How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ishaan and we're talking about good old Safemoon. We're going to be discussing Safemoon's price target, price prediction, and my exact strategy to profit. So make sure you stick around till the end because we've been nailing these price predictions on Safemoon. We nailed the reversal just a couple days ago. We nailed the little dip that we had and the bottom. So make sure you stick around so you don't miss any of that. So just a few updates, from last video. First of all, we got our CertiK approval. It's essentially, a security audit, and that audit came back and everything was looking good, which further just validates the, validity of Safemoon, shows that they're safe and not to really worry about it. I mean, Safemoon is now safe. There were some minor problems, but most of those are fixed, which is good to see and are being resolved as we speak right now. But apart from that, that was about it in terms of news from Safemoon themselves. But one thing I do want to talk about is the Safemoon wallet. And so now regarding that Safemoon wallet, one thing a lot of people have been confused about is that will they be taxed and will they receive a penalty for transferring their current Safemoon to the new Safemoon wallet? And the answer is yes and no. So if you're using, Trust Wallet, you have that mnemonic seed, which is that 12-digit, code that you get when you have your wallet. And so now if you're just using that new Safemoon wallet as it's being launched and you load that mnemonic seed into it, essentially you will not be taxed. That's just loading it into it so that you can see your Safemoon account. But on the other hand, now if you create a new mnemonic seed and actually transfer from, let's say, Trust Wallet to the new Safemoon wallet, then you will be taxed. So if you're actually transferring it, then you'll be taxed. But if you're just loading that mnemonic seed into your Safemoon wallet, you will not be taxed at all. And now if you're still confused, check out the link in the description to this Reddit page that explains the entire process. And I think this is a pretty good explanation. Essentially, most coins use the 12-word seed phrase to generate their keys. And so for example, with the 12-word phrase from Exodus, where you have your Ethereum and Bitcoin for an example, you can access your Ethereum on, let's say Mew, which is another, wallet, but you cannot access your Bitcoin because Mew does not support Bitcoin. So essentially, you can access your Bitcoin on any other wallet which supports Bitcoin and import the 12-word paraphrase with your initial paraphrase from Exodus without transferring your coins and without fees. So essentially, you're just loading up, that 12-digit, mnemonic seed that you get, and as a result of that, you get access to your Safemoon without actually being taxed. But now that you get a rough understanding about what's been going on, let's talk about the technicals and where Safemoon could actually be heading. Is it going up? Is it going down? And why I personally think it's heading a lot higher. But with that being said, if you also want to learn technical analysis for yourself, be sure to check out the Gen Z Trader Academy down below, and let's get to it. Alright, so jumping into the technicals of Safemoon, I still think that we have a lot of more upside to come. So first of all, a couple of videos ago, we absolutely nailed this bottom right over here, and then last video over here, I told you guys clearly to expect some consolidation and that we'd most likely get a pullback after this push up. In fact, we ended up dropping to about 342, which was the exact level of support that I told you guys to watch for on a move lower. Now since then, we've been forming higher highs and higher lows, and we've begun trending higher, which as always is great to see. Now in fact, if I actually go to the 4-hour chart, we can see this is just a classic cup and handle. I mean, I called it and told you guys we were forming a saucer, and essentially, we formed our cup, we got our handle, and boom, we've exploded back higher. So again, just classic bullish reversal pattern, classic technicals, and as we can see, the red MACD line is still above the green signal line on the 4-hour chart, signaling that buyers are still controlling the longer term momentum and that there's still potential that we head even higher. Now going to the daily chart, we can again see that we finally broken back above the 9 EMA, which is the blue line. As I've told you guys so many times, the 9 EMA is an indicator you want to be using. I mean, the simple way to think about it is when, Safemoon's above it, the buyers are controlling the trend. But essentially when Safemoon is below it, you can think of it as there's no longer enough buyer demand, and as a result, the trend ends up going down because it's just selling and selling. So the fact that we've now finally broken back above it, especially on the daily chart shows that there's a lot of potential for the overall longer term trend to reverse back higher. So I'm really liking that setup, and the fact that we can see this is just a classic morning star reversal pattern. We got our big red candle, we formed our morning star, and boom, now we're going to be exploding even higher. So now that you get a rough understanding of the technicals, let me break down my price target and the exact strategy to profit. Because knowing the technicals is one thing, but actually being able to execute, that's a whole different thing. So one thing right off the bat is that we can see that volume is starting to increase, especially buying volume. So as always, more buyers, the better. That's never a bad thing to have more buyers, especially if you're a bull. So now as you can see, we're facing resistance at this previous level of support that we had right over here. You can see we're struggling to break this level. The reason being is that previous levels of support turn into resistance. The reason being is that buyers then use that level as a reference point to sell and take profit. There's essentially not enough demand for buyers to raise their bids and just try to push it up. So what we need in order for me to personally add even more to my position is that we need to see buyer demand. We need to see buyers step up, raise their bids, and break above the support level, because only once we break above this previous level of support and reclaim it, that will signal buyers committing to the trend, and that will also signal their overall strength and the fact that there's actual demand. Because for all we know, it's very easy and very likely that we just fall back down. It's very likely, but overall I think there's a very strong likelihood we easily end up to all-time highs. The reason being is that first of all, we can see we're forming higher highs, higher lows, right? We can see we're forming higher highs, higher lows. We're forming this channel pattern. But apart from that, apart from forming this channel pattern on this hourly chart, as you can see, if I place in the lines, we're forming lower lows and lower highs at this big range. And we even had a mini range right over here, a mini range over here. And as we can see, we've finally broken above this top diagonal resistance line. And essentially the way these channels even play out is just you trade it from the swing low to the swing high. And so what I always like to stress the importance of is breaks above immediate levels of resistance, because many times people buy into what looks like a breakout, but these immediate resistance levels always cause a trouble and end up potentially causing a move lower. So even as I stress in the Gen Z Trader Academy, you always want to watch out for those immediate resistance levels, those immediate, which is right over here. And right now even we can see we're struggling to break it. So only once we break it do I really see the potential for a much larger move to the upside. And if we manage to break that top resistance level right over here, then it's very likely that we head up to all-time highs. So my realistic price target is that we head up to here, up to 583 in the short term. But overall, if we can manage to break above that top resistance line, and considering all the good news that's been coming out, all the updates, the Safemoon wallet being launched, and the potential for more hype, celebrity endorsements, and all of that, I think it's very likely we head up to all-time highs just based on the technicals and overall how bullish things are looking. I mean, simply on the 4-hour chart, like I said, just a classic cup and handle that could easily result in a much larger breakout higher. And the fact that we've broken above the 9 EMA on the daily chart just even further validates the potential for an overall bullish trend to continue for the longer term. But now a big part of that breakout starts with breaking above this top resistance line right over here. If we fail to break this resistance level and head lower, which is totally possible, I won't rule it out of the equation. Stocks, cryptocurrencies, they can go either way. We can't really predict them, but we can do our best to do so. So if we end up breaking lower, the first level of support I see Safemoon coming down to is right over here, where we bottomed right over here at about 342. Below that, then it's very likely we come down to these recent lows that we had all the way down over here at about 323 and back over here. This is a crucial level of support because this is our swing low. We bottomed over here, we bottomed over here, so you can bet that a lot of buyers have their stop losses placed below this level, and any break lower is going to result in a big in a way trigger of the stop losses and a move lower. So that's key to watch out for. And at these levels of support, it's all about watching for higher highs and higher lows and a break above the 9 EMA like we talked about right over here. But that's the simple way to put it, and if you want to learn a lot of more advanced trading strategies and how to become more profitable with technical analysis, be sure to check out the Gen Z Trader Academy down below so that you can learn to make better entry and exit decisions. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, clocking out for now. Peace.